Good afternoon, Lake Norman. Welcome back. Know the Scene. This Tuesday's episode of Know the Scene. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Wrapping up. We're wrapping up. We're wrapping up February now. Looking into March. Hopefully moving into springtime already. Because that's how we like it here in North Carolina. I like 1 week of winter, and then winter-ish, and then spring. And that's what we're walking towards. Spring's always a great time here in Lake Norman area. Lots going on. As the weather starts to hopefully warm up. So we hope everyone's out there supporting your great local Lake Norman cultural opportunities. Everything from the wonderful restaurants and breweries and things around here to all the different kinds of performances and music opportunities and other performance opportunities that you may have. Cain Center for the Arts continues to have lots going on. Last weekend we had our Black History Month celebration, which was a fantastic event, and it wrapped up with also a performance of Sons of Maestro. So if you got to enjoy that, we appreciate you being there. And this weekend we are walking into a great weekend that's going to be really a highlight and celebrate some wonderful high school and aged young theater performers in this area, and that's who we're gonna be talking with today. But before we talk to them, just to remind everyone, if you're listening today, we hope that you will subscribe to our podcast. And if you go to your podcast app, you can look up WSIC Know the Scene, and you hit that subscribe button, and you will be able to hear episodes immediately after they air, and you can go back and listen to past episodes. So we've gotten the chance to speak with lots of wonderful folks so far in the time we've done this show, and you might want to listen to the back catalog, or you might have heard something today that you enjoy and we're like, oh, I missed that. I need to remind myself what they said. You can go back and do that. So subscribe please to that, and spread the word about our show here as we try to highlight what's going on in the scene, what makes up the scene here in Lake Norman and the towns that make up our wonderful region. So let's get on with today's show. We're here today with some of the wonderful cast members and creative team of an upcoming production at Cain Center for the Arts of Be More Chill. I am sitting here today with Garrett McIntyre, Trulin Reinhardt, Connor Cooper, Griffin Small, and Melissa Ohlman-Roberge here. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Everybody doing well today?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. You can speak into the microphone. It's okay. It's not gonna bite you.
No, it might.
Hey everybody. So this is cool. This is some of the folks' first time on a radio show, I think, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, it's great. It'll be great. Lots of fun. It'll be lots of fun. Not Melissa's first time. Melissa's a pro. Well, guys, chat with us. Let's maybe start with Melissa. Melissa, chat with everyone. Let's get started with what is Be More Chill?
So Be More Chill is a musical that is based on a book that was made popular and was set to run on Broadway right before the pandemic hit. And it was one of those shows that never really came back. So I've been looking at it for several years because I really like the fact that it deals with common themes for teenagers, really for all of us. Are we going to be liked? Are we going to be included? Are we going to be singled out? Will we find a friend group? And then more currently, the effects of technology and how it's pervading into all the different parts of our lives. In this particular musical, which is about high school kids, is, I thought, written really well and very authentically, and I think it deals with the topics without being really, really sad. It's got a good bit of humor in it, but at the same time, it has a very clear message. So, I don't know, someone said it's like if you put Dear Evan Hansen and Mean Girls and Little Shop of Horrors together, you would have this musical, and I actually think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good description because it goes from, very realistic conversations to all of a sudden we're being turned into technology-driven, what are they called? Cyborgs, robots, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. Anybody seen that yet? You seen
I
that
have.
yet?
Yeah, I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Only half of it though.
Only half of it?
Only half. It got too scary for me.
Because the technology was coming to get you.
Yep.
It's a scary thing.
Well, awesome. So, Melissa, real quick, thanks for that intro. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll move to Garrett and then Griffin afterward, and then we'll switch in the break to some others. But Melissa, tell us about your role in the production here, and about like just you in general, your history in the area and everything. I think that's important.
Yeah, so I don't know, I've been around here for a while, over 30 years now, and involved in the arts. Really, really fortunate to be working in my passion all that time. I've done a little bit of everything, but mostly what I do is direct plays, primarily musicals, and usually big musicals. And I, for the past, third of my career, I've been really excited to work with young people, and particularly high school and college students who are really interested in producing really, really good work and who are driven and know how to work hard. And so that's a lot of what I do. And so when this production first came around, I was thinking about, so what could we do that's a challenging, that's not already being done? And this particular musical, although it's done in a lot of high schools, I think some high schools might find it challenging because it is authentic conversation, and we're talking about things that boys in particular think about. And so when I decided to do it, I wanted to be able to work with my favorite kids in the area. So I invited them all to audition, and then we created we started creating the show. And different from a traditional musical, I'm calling it a uniquely staged concert version, although I'll be honest, as we've been working and they've been learning and memorizing and moving so much more quickly because their brains are so new and fresh, we're putting the books down more and more and more. So who knows what we're going to have by the time we open? Could be fully staged by that point.
Quicker you get that book down, the better.
I know. Well, one of my ideas is to be able to take time with musicals with young people, because typically I think you're working under like a school schedule and you have very limited and not enough rehearsal time. And so the thing that in my experience often gets shortchanged is this actual script and the meaning behind the script. And so I talk a lot about, well, why, how do those lines lean into that song, and how does that song then lead into those dances? Because that's very basic to the way musicals are structured, And so I wanted more time, and I thought without memorizing, we would have more time to kind of dig in and really see what's on the page in front of us. And we have to a certain extent, although, like I said, they're all fast. So
right. So with this musical, is there a is this a libretto and music, or is this maybe more of the everything is sang?
No, it's a libretto and music. There are some pretty chunky scenes, and then there are some songs.
For those who don't know, sorry, I used libretto term as if everyone knows. For those who are listening that don't know what libretto means, it means that there's an actual script and then they sing as well. So because there are those musicals like Sweeney Todd, or they just sing everything all the way through.
Yes, the modern opera, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, this one is structured pretty much like a traditional musical where we talk a little bit and then we sing a little bit, and then there are a couple of dance breaks that we're not tackling, but it's primarily a story-driven musical, so the words are very important.
Excellent.
Actually, yeah.
All right, well, we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to talk with Garrett and with Griffin from the cast. So come on back, everybody, to Know the Scene. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to this Tuesday's episode of Know the Scene here. Great show today, chatting with folks from the upcoming production of Be More Chill that is coming to Cain Center for the Arts on March 1st and March the 2nd. 3 performances. If you don't have tickets yet, you can get them at cainarts.org, and you should get them. So grab those tickets at cainarts.org for this upcoming performance. Talking with some members of the cast and Melissa Ohlman-Roberge, the director of the show. We spoke to her at the beginning. We're going to now shift, and we're going to talk to a couple members of the cast who are here today. We're going to start with Garrett McIntyre here on my left. Garrett, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Why don't you tell us? So tell us, Garrett. Tell us about yourself. Or where do you live in the area? You go to school in the area. Tell us about it.
So I live up in like Cornelius, and I actually love doing community theater in the area. Actually, a funny story. One of my first ever show was Little Shop of Horrors. I wasn't in the show, but I was like one of the little Audrey 2s at the end with Melissa. I don't think she remembers that, but it was just like, it's just a cool little fun story.
I do remember.
How old were you? Do you remember how old you were when you did that?
I think I was in kindergarten.
Kindergarten or first grade?
Kindergarten, first grade.
Man, you were eating people like as a plant in kindergarten, first grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that where? Now, what was that with DCP?
No, it was at Armour Street Theater, but it was actually CSD, but we didn't have our theater yet. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, at the time I was doing double duty.
Yeah.
And so we did the high school show down there, and I had invited kindergarten and first grade teachers to bring their classes to come and be the little Audreys that come running out at the end.
Yeah.
When we're looking out for Audrey 2. So anyway.
No,
yes.
Was that like your first time on stage?
Yeah, that actually was one of my first times. Well, other than like the school plays,
Sure.
Commotion in the Ocean. I think I was a shark. I was a shark.
Was that Cornelius Elementary?
Oh no, it was at CS Community School.
Oh, that was because elementary
Yeah.
school there too. Okay,
I've been
got
there
it.
since
Got it.
kindergarten.
Nice. Well, awesome. And so, what's the role you're playing here in Be More Chill?
I'm Jeremy. I am, Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy.
Mhm.
All right, Jeremy. Awesome.
Jeremy
What is
Heere.
it? Tell me about. So, what attracted you to being a part of this production?
Well, I really wanted to stretch because usually I play the comedic character, like the comedic character who gets all the laughs, like Donkey and Shrek, and that was kind of like my typecast. But for this role, Jeremy it's like a whole different like level for me because he has to be serious and he also has to be. He can be funny sometimes, but he it's like serious because like his life and he's going through that, and it's really fun to explore. And it's really fun to explore like what he feels and how he would react to the situation.
Okay. All right. We've also got Griffin with us. Griffin, hello. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody about yourself.
I've been doing theater at my school since 6th grade. That's kind of how I started out, doing shows with Garrett. That's
So
actually
you're a
how I met him.
CSD
Yes.
kid as well. All
I am.
right.
My first ever community production was with Miss Melissa. We did Schoolhouse Rock Live. Never forget it. It was
Classic.
an incredible show. And ever since then, I've just been trying to branch out, working with different people, different places, doing different types of shows. I've had a lot of great opportunities that I've been really happy with, and now we're here.
Awesome. Okay, so what's the role that you're playing?
I play the Squip, the tiny computer chip inside Jeremy's brain. Yeah. It's a bit of an interesting character, but kind of how the Squip is Jeremy is the only person that can see him, and he apparently looks like Keanu Reeves, and his role in the show is guiding Jeremy through his high school life, telling him exactly what to do, how to act, instructing him on how to become more popular and more cool, which is what Jeremy's wishing to do. The most interesting part about the character, though, is that obviously this is a computer, this is AI. This is something that's learning, and over the course of the show, it learns some things about the human race that doesn't exactly love.
All right.
Tell them what Squip actually means.
Squip stands for Super Quantum Unit Intel Processor. It's such a developed AI and computer that it can even envision futures and future possibilities. There's a part in the show where the Squip tells Jeremy to pick a certain shirt because he's aware of a certain future that can happen that will improve his life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this is like Elon's future world.
Yes, it is.
This is an Elon Musk's future world.
Yes.
So you're a future Elon Musk product, probably.
I am, and I'm proud to be. Yes.
All right, so we touched on a lot there. We just dove right in. So I guess like the two of you first, let's start. Tell help set everybody up like on this show, right? When we've obviously picked up on some of the themes we've talked about. This is going to be something that is about young people and kind of the themes that young people engage with. Also, but obviously we're hitting themes of technology. We're hitting themes of AI. Like, how does all this come together? I guess tell us between you two, like, set the stage for people listening that have never heard of Be More Chill, right? Like, what's going on here?
I feel like it's like not dystopian, like it's not, maybe dystopian. I don't know. It's like an alternate reality, but it's really cool because the music, first off, that is one of my favorite things about this show.
Yeah.
The music is incredible.
It ties in.
How
really
so?
well
What
with
is it
everything.
about the music that you like?
It's like it's bizarre, almost somewhat. Like every song has like such a cool like beat to it, and they always get stuck in your head. Like I'll be going around my house just singing like the opening number. I'm like, I don't really know.
So is it more poppy? Is it more rocky?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely more pop.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, one of my favorite parts about the music is that it's kind of almost like Sondheim in the sense of there are tons and tons of motifs throughout the show that are used later on. Every character seems like they have their own theme. And those themes are really brilliantly used throughout the music.
They'll come back.
Entire show. They'll come back at really pivotal moments, and I just love that.
Nice.
And the orchestrations have a lot of techno in them,
Like
like
synth.
a lot of sounds.
Yeah.
And interestingly, when you rent the package, you get all the computer patches that you can put into your keyboard that give you all the interesting
those
sounds.
actual ones.
Yeah, that were with the
Nice.
Broadway that were scored to go in there, which is actually, I think that's pretty unique because usually you have to pay more if you want that.
That's great.
So that's been pretty cool for our musical director, Corey Davis, to kind of have that to play with. And so he'll have his keyboard with a patch in it, and then the reed player, the flute player, also has their own little keyboard with a patch, and apparently has to do some things into a microphone too. That like
Are we going
will alter
live?
his voice?
Live orchestra for their live
yeah.
band?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember. Wow.
Yeah, we can talk about
Nice.
that if you want, because it's
Yeah, we've got time to talk about all the things.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna ask everyone this as when we swap back. But so I guess Garrett and Griffin, tell me about what is it about? Because it seems that you and maybe everyone here, and we'll talk about this, has you guys do a lot of things in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about what you think was. Melissa has mentioned that she thinks that this show, one of the reasons to pick this show is it's something like different for you guys, right? So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Well, first off, theater in this area, it had definitely changed me for the better because I used to like not know my place in the world, and theater's really like brought me that family, and like I got like a second mother with Melissa, and it's amazing because you never like. I feel like every high schooler, they like try to find their place in life, and theater really just brings it out because it's a place where you can go and just have fun with like your friends, and that's why Schoolhouse Rock was so important for Griffin and I, because we you want to take this one?
I mean, this show specifically has kind of brought a lot of the kids in the area together. A lot of kids who, like, we tend to like move in different directions, like some kids doing shows at CSD, some kids doing shows with DCP, and those overlap, so we're not typically able to work together. But this show has really given us the opportunity to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And this show specifically, what kind of makes it different is not only are we able to partner with you guys and work in the theater, which we're so grateful to be able to be doing, but also this show is so different. You won't see like a robot that is controlling someone else's body and plotting to do bad things. You won't see that.
Spoiler alert.
No spoilers. But it's been a great show for the community and for us to be able to work with each other, and it's just such a fun show to be able to be doing as well.
Do you feel like this show gives you an opportunity to maybe spread your wings a little more, or to develop chops in a different area that maybe you felt like you haven't had the chance to do yet? Is there anything like that?
I have not, in my entire career in theater, have not been able to play a villain role yet.
Oh, yep.
I've been so happy to be able to do it. And the role requires a lot of technique and sharp movements, and you have to learn when you're controlling people, when you're not.
Gesture.
Gesture.
There's also, though, a lot of really frank talk amongst the teenagers that are portrayed in the show. So when we read it through the first time, I said, not knowing, because I'm not a teenager anymore, what do you think? Is this how you guys talk? And they were like, yes, totally how we talk. Totally how we talk. So, there's a little bit of language, but it's nothing that they don't feel comfortable with. Because
they already...
Yeah.
It's real life.
Kind of the way we are. Yeah. So that's one thing that I think we appreciated about it, right? Is that we could talk like we really talk.
Yeah. All right. And I can imagine, I'm going to say this quickly because we have to go to break. I can imagine for you all too, there's actually if I remember when I was younger, a lot of times you're doing shows, you don't get to play you don't get to play kids.
No.
I mean, you don't get to play you're playing older, you're playing this, you're playing that. You don't get to play like you. And it's kind of actually something special about and challenging. Sometimes they have to have that kind of vulnerability on stage too. So cool. All right, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna come right back with more of the cast from Be More Chill. All right, girl, what's that? You guys want to swap it? And we're back, everybody. Welcome back to Know the Scene this week. Justin Dionne, your host here. Excited to be chatting with the wonderful cast and team, some of them behind Be More Chill. Melissa has left the table, and I am now surrounded by Lake Norman youth performers here. Gotta hold my own on this stage. So we've now been joined at the table. So before the break, we had Garrett and Griffin, and now we've been joined by Trulin and Connor as well. Welcome, Trulin and Connor.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hot off the banging success that was the Frozen.
Yep, back
the
to back.
phenomenon that was
The
Frozen Jr.
Yes, the
Yeah.
phenomenon that was Frozen Jr. These two were in the cast of it, so if you saw Frozen Jr., you saw these two. Obviously we're gonna talk about Be More Chill, but I just since knowing that you two were in that, I have to ask. I think I don't think people realize, as I've talked to people in the community, how many performances you guys did of that show.
My
We
God.
were
yes.
just talking about it.
Yes, exactly.
10
It was 10
Mhm.
over 3 days.
Yep.
3 days.
We had 4 in one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes.
That was an experience, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, 10 performances in 3 days.
Yep.
What was that as? Because I want to ask this, just as younger performers, how did you feel about that?
It was definitely a lot. And I think it shows the dedication that everyone there had to it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
because if you don't know, on Broadway they do 8 shows over a week.
Right.
And we did 10 in 3 days.
Yeah.
No union here, guys. No union.
No.
So that was
Yeah.
it was a lot, but it was an experience
Yes,
for sure.
it was definitely an experience. And one thing I think it's really important to point out, we were the older kids of the cast. We did have 8, 9-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah, missing their nap time to go on stage to perform Frozen Jr. But no, honestly, their dedication inspired me. Because I'm sitting over here tired, and they're over here on their 4th show, jumping up and down. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get on stage and have as much energy as you.
Yeah, and how so? In the time because we'll go back and I'll ask you guys to tell a little bit about your experience too, in the arts here, and I'm assuming working with Melissa too. But I'm sure that so in that, and the reason I want to ask about that is because I can imagine doing that many performances over that short of a time frame. There were certain things that you all had to do as performers, right, to make sure that you were still able to perform at the level for each of those shows, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are some of
absolutely.
those things that you had to make sure to do, like techniques and stuff?
Yeah. Get off my iPhone and go to bed. Get off my iPhone and go to bed. Because our call time was about 8 a.m. every single day.
Yeah. We took some group naps.
Yes, we did.
We took group naps. Yeah.
Eat healthy.
Yeah, we did it. We ate very well, I think, during those 3 days.
And
Were we on vocal rest?
We
wasn't
should've
really.
been.
Yeah,
We
we should
should've
have been,
been.
but honestly, there was really no time to vocally rest with
Sure.
4 shows a day. But honestly, just I think the major thing was just a good environment with all your friends,
Yeah.
people you love. The support system was really what got everyone through, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
Do you-
amazing. Like
Yeah.
what having a good group of people, like it can get you through it. You know,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't think I would have been able to do it if I wasn't with people that were so loving and supporting.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you think that having that experience that you did of doing that many performances and everything like that, that's something that was beneficial for you all, like as you think about your future in the arts?
Yes.
Yeah.
It taught me that if you think you're tired, no, you're actually not. you could be doing 3 shows. You could be doing 10 shows in 3 days. So pick it up
Yep.
and get out there. No, but on a serious note, it taught. It was really a big lesson on hard work and dedication to the arts,
Yeah.
and really to give your best every performance, whether that's at 10 a.m. or at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, whether it's the school kids coming
Yeah.
down from walking down the street from Cornelius Elementary,
Yeah.
or whether it's the sold out Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
You would never believe it. It was almost all sold out, and it's 4 p.m. on a Thursday. So,
Yes, it was wild. Well, sorry, I just wanted to ask a little about that because I thought that would be an interesting perspective to hear. So now let's shift into Be More Chill, but let's start, I'm gonna start to my right this time. Trulin, introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, I am Trulin. I've been surrounded by theater my whole life. I come from a very musical theater family. My mom's an actress, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, it's been something I've loved doing. My first role was Baby Jesus. So, and I think from then I knew I was just born for the stage. And really, I mean, we kind of don't live in this area. We live in Charlotte.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
So, but it's a drive to get here, but you know, we love it and we love the show, and this cast is phenomenal, and we're just really grateful, or I know I'm really grateful to be able to come over here and do this wonderful show with these people.
Awesome. Connor.
Mhm. Well, I'm Connor Cooper. I am 18 years old. I'm a senior at Northwest School of the Arts. And really, like Norman, like Cornelius Davidson, community theater has been really like my outlet these past few years, because when we live in Charlotte, there is a lot of opportunities down there, but up here it's abundant, which is a lot of things you don't see in a lot of areas. So just very grateful for the experience, and I think Trulin kind of touched on it.
Sorry, and since we kind of are talking about that real quick, one thing I didn't ask earlier with Garrett and Griffin too. How can you guys tell us how old each of you are?
We're both 17.
All right, so 17, 17, 18,
I'm 16.
16. Cool. So we're all high school.
Yeah.
Excellent. All high school, and Lake Norman High School and Charlotte High School.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlotte area
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
You look like you want to say something.
Oh, Griffin and I go to community school at Davidson.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
we're both seniors.
Yes. Excellent. So now with Trulin and Connor. Sorry, I wrote my names down in the wrong order. You guys changed
okay.
chairs.
Come on.
So I'm trying to remember. Sorry. I know. So why don't you guys talk to me a little bit about your roles in Be More Chill and, the show itself from your perspective.
Well, I play Christine, and she is the love interest of Jeremy, and I really love playing her. I think she is such a cool, fun character. She's very emotional, and she shows that a lot, and she's just very passionate about everything. She has a whole song about how she loves play rehearsal. So she's this big theater kid, like a really big theater nerd. And so I love her a lot. She is I think she's also trying to find herself in this show, and I really love that it can just show like different parts of everything. This show's really cool, and the music, guys, I know we talked about the music a little bit, but the music is so good.
Yeah.
It is so cool the way it incorporates technology and the motifs, as Griffin said. It's just so cool. And I think this is like a story a lot of kids can relate to, where it's just, at its core, it's about a kid who's just trying to fit in, and he wants to be liked by other people, and he wants to just, feel a part of a group. And I think that's a really cool story that so many people can relate to.
Well, I play Michael. I am Jeremy's best friend in the show. And really to just kind of describe the show, one word is very over the top. I think I think all of us can agree like having to act very has been a big experience for all of us, having to be over the top, and that is what theater is. But however, having to find, since we are playing teenagers, it is a bit, sometimes you fall into that box of, oh, like I'm just playing myself. However, sometimes you need to realize like you're on stage, you need to be over the top, and this is what the show is.
Sure.
Really, and
Yeah.
that's really what a lot of the comedic timing comes from. So really playing Michael has been a great experience to kind of push me out of that box.
Awesome. So over the top.
Yeah.
The show's
Very
over the top
much.
a little. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, and that's been something that's so I like you to resist that urge of being too natural.
Yes.
Right, because you're playing your age now. All right, awesome. All right, well, we're going to take another break, and then we're going to be back one more time with the cast of Be More Chill. Thanks for listening, everybody. All right, welcome back to Know the Scene. Our final segment today, chatting with the group here from Be More Chill. Very talented folks and young adults here in our communities. Correction I need to make is that this show is not this weekend. Technically, it's next weekend because, spoiler alert, this is a pre-recorded show.
What?
Coming to you from the past. Recording into the future. So yes, this show is, again, the dates though are March 1st and March 2nd. There's an evening performance on March the 1st, the Friday. There's an afternoon matinee at 2 p.m. and then another 7:30 p.m. performance on the 2nd. So get those tickets, everyone. cainarts.org. And if by the way, if you're interested in coming to see this production, or you have students or kids who are interested in coming to see this production, and price is a concern, there are some opportunities there for ticket access. So if you just contact the Cain Center ticket office, they can help you out more with that as well. So speaking of, I wanted to start off, I guess, kind of talking, we've been talking about themes of the show here with you all. And it's obvious that I think people should know that this show, I guess the audience really for this show is more like middle and high school
Yeah.
kids, right? Like this is like a show for them.
Yeah.
College.
And college age too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that young adult age range, like this show is for you,
Yeah.
right? So that's something to everyone listening, think about if you've had a time where someone in that age range that maybe you've been trying to find a reason for them to go see something, or, come to Cain Center for something, or just go see something in general. This show is written in that way too. Like this is going to speak to them. What is it? Can you guys speak a little bit about some of the themes and stuff that obviously that are in this show that, the ones that, we can talk about on air. Because apparently, heads up everyone, there are some language in this show, and some themes, because like, let's be real, right? Like kids in that age range and people in that age range, like that's, there's some adult conversations that start happening at that time, right? So this I think that's one of the cool things about this show, is it gives everyone a chance to just be real about that. But can you guys talk a little bit about some of those themes that you find in the show that you think, as being folks in that age range, will be interesting for audience members to watch?
Going back to being on my iPhone, very, very much a focus on technology, and especially the effects of technology on our generation. I think very much like not to bring up Gen Z, but like our generation and future generations, technology plays such a big factor in our social lives now. So I think that for the show to highlight that is very appealing to especially like middle schoolers, high schoolers, college. And like, I guess if you were a teenager at one point in your life, maybe come see the show, I guess. But, yeah, like that's a major topic of the show, and I think it's so intertwined with very other topics a lot of other people can still relate to. Not if you're just young, I guess. But
Of course.
of course, and yeah, I think that's very big theme that the show is centered around.
Technology. Do you think
Yes.
that is there a specific message that the show you think has about technology, or is it more just like it's the show itself just is going to make everyone kind of just think more about it?
Maybe like it's better to be yourself, because the
Yeah.
whole reason that Jeremy gets this supercomputer in his brain is because he feels like he's not good enough on his own, that he needs someone or something to tell him how to act, how to dress, what to say, and throughout the show it kind of wears on him over time. He realizes, that maybe I was better off being myself.
Yeah, I mean, the Squip being a villain in the first place and having his whole character trope being telling everyone exactly how to act and exactly what to do instead of being themselves. He has a couple lines that are literally like, Jeremy 1.0 was a loser. You need to upgrade, and to upgrade, you have to cut out your friends. You have to increase, you have to puff out your chest. You have to look a certain way in order to be better. There in the Broadway version, it's sadly not in our version, but there's a line I love, and it's played for laughs. But the Squip points out a character and is like, "That's Jenna Rowland. She's so sad because all she wants to do is fit in and for other people to like her and pay attention to her, but everyone just ignores her." And Jeremy's like, "That's so sad. What should I do?" And the Squip goes, "You should ignore her." And it just shows that the entire point of the show is to show that you shouldn't
Yeah.
fall into the negative to fit in.
Yeah, to like what everyone else is kind of saying. That does you talking about that script does remind me of Little Shop.
It's
Sorry,
good.
that does.
Especially the end, when you guys see it, because you totally should.
That's right.
Yes.
I think it's kind of got a similar crazy, chaotic ending that's very similar to Little Shop. If you,
It's
Interesting.
really cool.
Interesting.
yeah,
I mean, and it's awesome how they build up to it throughout the
Yeah.
entire show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the grand finale, and it's
Yeah.
such a cool scene.
Awesome. So tell me, for you four here, because I'm getting the impression that you four are theater buffs. What are some of your favorite productions out there?
Wow.
that's a really good question.
Yeah. Let me think.
I love Moulin Rouge. I love Moulin Rouge. I think, even though it is a jukebox musical, and if you don't know what a jukebox musical is, it just takes songs.
Jersey
that
Boys
aren't-
is like a jukebox musical.
Yeah. And the way Moulin Rouge functions, it takes place at the Moulin Rouge, and it's a story about four main factors: freedom, beauty, truth, and love. And it is so tied into the story. The music packs such a punch. I've been lucky enough to see it on Broadway.
Oh, nice.
And you can sit there and you just feel the live orchestra. And that's something that's present in our show.
Yes.
The live orchestra, we have a live band playing on stage with us, and oh my gosh, it is so nice to have that connection with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it takes a show like a whole nother level if it has
It
a
definitely
live
does.
orchestra, and so we are all very excited and to get to have this, because I don't think I've ever done a show with a live.
Really?
I've never done one with a live.
Wow.
Or I take that back. I have. I just realized I definitely lied. I have. But,
Sorry, I was like, whoa, wow.
But this one is really cool because, like, with all the techno stuff in it, it's amazing. It's really
such
cool.
a
Yeah.
unique sound. The show definitely
yeah.
has such a unique sound.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
wouldn't like it's. I think if someone played like just the track of just the instruments with all the techno stuff, and I'd be like, oh, let's be more chill.
Yeah.
It's so distinguishable.
Sitz Probe was all when I used to perform. Sitz Probe was always one of my favorite days.
Yeah.
Like it was just always such like a geek out day. I felt like when you would like as a performer, because you knew the show, you would work so hard, you would learn your parts, all these rehearsals with just the music director, which was great and all. But then the first day that the orchestra's there and you got that Sitz Probe and you feel that power, you know, of everyone there is always like, it's like a goosebumps moment,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
I mean, like one of the coolest and most impressive parts about Be More Chill specifically is that even though it's got this really amazing theme of like techno everything, they also find a way to make every single song itself.
Oh, cool.
It doesn't there. I feel like there's some other shows where it's like they have such a great theme, but every single song is just kind of falls under that.
Huh.
Be More Chill goes in so many different directions. Michael in the Bathroom, a song everyone knows, is so unique and special. I Love Play Rehearsal is its own thing. The Pitiful Children, you like every single song, it starts and you're like, whoa. Is this a new musical? Am I still saying Be More Chill?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
We apologize to every director has heard Michael in the Bathroom and I Love Play Rehearsal 16 million times at auditions.
Yeah.
But that just shows the influence the music
Yeah.
has on a lot of people our age.
It's
Oh,
so
interesting.
catchy.
So this is
Yes.
like a really popular show.
Yes. I would say a couple years, it reached its peak a couple years ago, but it was I would say, like when Dear Evan Hansen was very popular, Hamilton was emerging, this show was also emerging.
Yes.
And it had a loyal fan base.
Yeah.
I will say
I
that.
think it's
Yeah.
very unfortunate that it didn't get its big Broadway
I
production.
agree. Yeah, I
I'm not
remember.
sure that it will now at this point, but
They were able to run for a little
bit,
tiny
just
bit.
a little bit, and then but it didn't come back. You know, it was
Yeah.
supposed to come back, but then it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of you here are getting toward that junior senior, if you're not already there, right? Like time
Yeah.
in your educational journeys, right? Do we see ourselves continuing to pursue theater or performance perhaps in the future in one way or another?
That's this one over here.
Ask Griffin about that.
I just finished up all of my auditions for colleges to go continue and get a BFA in musical theater.
All right.
So University of Michigan, Carnegie Mellon, tons and tons of different schools.
All right. Congratulations.
It's been a great, stressful, but really fun process. So,
Excellent.
I do
Excellent.
hope to do this in the future.
Excellent. And you and how about everyone else?
I was just thinking about this in the shower I was just thinking about this in the shower. I'm actually gonna go to UNCW. I didn't plan to do musical theater in college, but now that I was like singing the songs in the show, I was like, this is such a big part of me. Maybe I can just like do like a community production.
Yeah, you can
at my
always-
college, or
It can always be a
musicals.
part of you, man. You know what I mean? Like you don't if actually going for that way is not the thing, it can always still be a big part of you, right?
Unfortunately, I didn't plan to do. I definitely do plan to still do theater. However, not go to college for it.
Yeah.
I definitely still do plan to do like community stuff. However, I will be pursuing a major in college. So
Awesome.
That's not
Wow.
theater.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Trulin, real quick, you got 20 seconds.
Well, I'm a sophomore in high school, so I still got
Lots
some
of time.
time. But I love it so much, and I definitely would love to continue doing it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. Everyone get those tickets to Be More Chill, canearts.org.
Yes.
Coming up March 1st and 2nd. See you there. Know the scene.